So speaking of practice, SIP is spirit in practice, spirit in practice. And so welcome. I am Rev Melissa, and we are still in our parable series that started last week, right? So, and I'm just loving the whole parable series. I love it so much that I had to do it for a second week. Because last week I set a challenge out there to Congregation of Joy to create your own parable, right? And we know that a parable, it's basically two stories in one, right? It's the literal story, usually based on something that actually happened, that is true, and the deeper meaning in that. What is the lesson? The spiritual lesson, the lesson that is going to grow us, right? And so, Sekou, Julian, Nan, and today I got a parable from my mother. Do y'all know how special that is for me? To get a parable from my mother, okay? So shout out to my mother. I don't see her on here yet, but shout out to my mother for sending her parable today. So I'm going to share another parable from the Congregation of Joy in a minute. First, I wanted to share something that I read in the book that I've been referencing, Irvin Seal, Learn to Live, New Thought Interpretation of Parables. And Lindsay, if you watched the replay yesterday, you asked, but I didn't see it till afterwards. You asked what page I was reading from yesterday because you have the book. So yesterday I referenced page 165. Okay. So 165. All right. So today I'm reading from page 31 for those of you who have the book and want to refer back to it later on. This is what Irvin says about the parable. Life is fluid, always moving and always going somewhere. But there is a technique which all people can use to make progress towards the assumption of their role of authority in the kingdom of heaven. And that technique is the parable. And when he references the kingdom of heaven, he's talking about our state of consciousness, right? Because heaven is within us. It's not some faraway place, right? Heaven is within us, right? So our role and our authority in our state of consciousness. He says it is a psychological tool designed to help the mind to open its inner sight and to see its own capacities and treasures, right? So I love that added definition to the benefits that you receive from parables, right? And I liken it to spiritual psychology, right? Because in spiritual psychology, there's a oneness of mind and spirit. There's a oneness of mind and spirit. And that's what the parable does for us, right? Makes that alignment between not just, let me add in the physical too, the physical experience that we're having, right? Aligning that with our mind, aligning that with spirit, right? And that is the deeper meaning, the deeper teaching. So I'm going to share the parable of the Mockingbird. And this is a parable created by someone from our Congregation of Joy who shall be revealed in a little while. All right. Parable of the Mockingbird. There once was a good girl who did what she was told and didn't get into trouble. She was smart and a very good student. She did what her parents and teachers expected of her, and she got excellent grades. Always, in every class. It wasn't easy, but they all expected her to work hard and get good grades because that is how you succeed in life. And so she did. The girl went away to college and did what was expected of her, but she wasn't happy. She didn't know any other way to live. Then she had to take a class that was very, very hard for her. She didn't understand the material. She got lost from the beginning and struggled to do the work. She tried all the ways she knew to learn the material. She got bad grades for the first time in her life, and she was very upset. She didn't even think to ask for help because that would prove she was a failure. So she struggled on. During the final exam, she tried her best but ran out of time and didn't even finish half of it. She was devastated. Holding back tears, she asked the teacher if she could have more time, but he gently said that wouldn't be fair to the others. And she knew that and felt bad for asking, but she felt desperate. She walked outside in tears. She knew she had failed the class. She felt lost. She felt she was a big failure and her parents would be angry and call her a failure too. She sat under a tree and cried. She felt such despair. Her life was over. How could she live if she knew she was a failure? She didn't know what to do, so she just sat there. The world was dark and hopeless. After a long time, she became aware of a lot of noise happening somewhere. She looked up and saw a mockingbird sitting on top of a light pole. The bird was singing and dancing in the most silly and dramatic ways. It flew straight up in the air, turned around, and dive-bombed straight down, then fluttered and danced just above the pole before landing on top again, chattering and whistling and singing the whole time. He did it over and over and over again. As she watched, the girl couldn't help but start to smile. The bird didn't care that she had failed her test. Life was still going on. Suddenly, she realized the day was bright and beautiful. The sun was shining. Life was happening. The darkness lifted from her heart and she had hope. She knew she could go on and she would manage somehow. And so she did. This is a P.S. She knows the mockingbird saved her. To this day, she has never seen a mockingbird act like that again. She still loves mockingbirds and looks for them wherever she goes. Who was the mockingbird and who sent it? I'm going to let her answer that question. So, without further ado, you know I got to do a drum roll for this. So let me get to the drum roll. And here we go. The author, creator of the Mockingbird. It's our very own Nan.
Oh my goodness, my goodness. You read that so beautifully. You had me crying all over again.
Well, you already got a shout out from Lindsay. Wow, great story. Thank you. Oh. Yes, it was such a beautiful story.
Thank you.
So let me ask you that question that you have in here. Who was the mockingbird and who sent it?
Well, I want to say that at the time that this happened, you know, some of us are slow learners. I'm a very slow learner. So I didn't get any of the lessons. What I got at the time was that feeling of hope. And I, you know, the sun came out. I just realized it was out the whole time. So I don't even remember. I don't have a memory of what I did after that and all of that. But I got through school somehow. You know.
Yes.
But I didn't learn these lessons until really very recently. So now I do know. I mean, I always knew somehow the mockingbird saved me. Now I really think that it was an angel. And it came in that form because I love animals and nature. And so of all of the ways that God could have sent an angel, a noisy mockingbird was what could get through to me in the state that I was in that day. So I'm sure that that's what it was.
Yes, I'm sure it was too. We all have spiritual animals, right? Who are like angels to us, and they appear exactly when we need them.
Yeah.
Because they're always with us. They're always with us. Even though you might not physically see the mockingbird is still with you.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It definitely is a symbol of all of that for me.
Yes, yes. So what was the lesson for you in this?
Well, the obvious lesson was, even in the darkest times, just look up and around, because there'll be something that will help you.
Yeah.
And, you know, for me, I really spent, again, I'm 65 now. I mean, I spent at least 50 years being a depressed person and really struggling with these things many times. That wasn't the first time. So I didn't really learn these lessons until really only a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's depression is different, and there are different causes of it and different cures for it. So I'm not telling anybody, oh, just find God and you'll be cured, you know.
Right, right.
It's not that simple. But that is actually what helped me, was coming home to this spiritual thing that I always had in me, but I had lost it, and where I had moved away, and had really lost sight. So it was a long process, but I eventually found my way back, and the depression has gone away. So
yes, that's beautiful.
Pretty much a miracle. Yeah.
It's beautiful, beautiful. And you talk about what comes through so powerfully in your parable, Nan, is the vibration of hope.
Yeah, I can say that, you know, and again, in hindsight, because I didn't know this at the time, but all of the times that I came to a horrible, dark place like that, there was always something in me that had a little tiny bit of hope. And that's what got me through. So that's why I'm still here.
Yes, yes. I love Ernest Holmes says that hope is good. Hope is good, right? It's better than despair, right? It's better than despair. So sometimes because sometimes, you know, in New Thought movements especially, you hear, you know, don't hope, no, you know, don't hope, no. And I don't subscribe to that at all, because hope is that opening.
Yes.
You know, sometimes all we need is a little opening, right? To see the light, right? Yeah. Even if it looks like a little speck, is something for us to hold on to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because sometimes you just, I mean, I didn't know. I didn't know. And, you know, and I heard a lot of stuff over the years, and I would say, yeah, that's BS, you know, just couldn't get through to me that way. But yeah, you know, they say, you know, in faith, I didn't even really have faith, because I just couldn't really have faith in anything. I didn't know what to have faith in. There was nothing to have faith in, right?
Yes.
In my experience.
Yes.
But God gave me hope, and I didn't know that was God, but I did have hope, and now I know that was God helping me along.
Yes.
It had to be. That's it. So
in such a fabulous and entertaining way, right? a mockingbird dancing and singing and carrying on.
I couldn't believe it. And, I have researched mockingbirds over the years, and I suspect that it might have been like his mating thing, that, ritual that, birds have all their different ways.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it again, and I always look for them. We don't have a lot of mockingbirds where I live, but wherever I go, I'm like, is there one that's going to do this? And it's true. They have a million sounds because they are mockingbirds. They imitate all kinds of sounds, and it was just an incredible concert that I heard that day.
A whole performance.
Playing all the parts. Yeah.
Just
cute.
Beautiful. I love what Lindsay put in the chat. She said, hope is the seed of knowing. Yes. Thank you for that, Jim.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, Nan, thank you so much for sharing your parable of the mockingbird. It's beautiful. It is such a parable of hope. Of hope.
Yeah.
Just look up. The all the symbolism in your parable, the looking up, the rise, raising your consciousness. And something else you're saying, Nan, that's really important is you didn't realize it at the time, right?
Right.
So there's a power in shifting our perspective, shifting how we see things. And sometimes we need time to do that.
Right. Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to say, that somehow, I did this for years myself. I'd be like, like you hear people say, oh, learn from your mistakes or learn from your experiences. And I'd be like, yeah, I don't learn from that stuff. I just have them over and over again. And I would beat myself up about that too. So some of us take a long time, maybe years, maybe decades. Other people learn faster for whatever reason. It's nothing to beat yourself up about. It's just your journey, your path. Maybe you needed to learn those things. I needed to learn a lot of things to get to this point. So
yes.
Don't beat yourself up.
Don't beat yourself up. Be gentle with yourself, right? Be gentle with yourself. Thank you so much, Nan. Let's give Nan some love, y'all. That was amazing. I so appreciate you coming on and sharing today in Morning Sip. So
Thanks
we
for
have
encouraging me to be brave.
Yes. I see you dancing like that mockingbird, Nan. I see you. All right, y'all. Thank you. Tomorrow, you're very welcome. Tomorrow, we're going to continue. We have another parable to share. Oh, Jean, yes, I got to put up what Jean is saying here, because Nan, you need to know you are a spiritual warrior. That's right. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Please receive that. And let's see. My mother saying beautiful. Yes. I know that many people will resonate with that parable, the parable of the mockingbird. Hope is better than despair. Hope is sometimes all that we need to get us through until we could get through to the next thing. All right, y'all. So I hope y'all are enjoying this, because I certainly am. So we're going to go again. Shout out to Sekou. Shout out to Nan for their wonderful parables. And stay tuned tomorrow for another parable from the Congregation of Joy. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.